Hello everyone, thank you for watching. So I was getting ready anyway today because today's filming day. So I figured why not film myself getting ready and do like, I don't know, story time, not really story time. I was posting on my Instagram story what you guys wanted me to film today, and I saw a lot of the same requests. So I hear you guys loud and clear. I think it was like the same 5 things that were just over and over and over again. So I wrote them all down, and that's what I am gonna be filming for the next couple of weeks for you guys. So a lot of people have been asking me how I lost the baby weight, and I figured that was like a good topic to kind of start with today, and then I can kind of see where I'm at afterwards. When I was pregnant with Lorenzo, I tried not to weigh myself that often because obviously I knew I was growing a human. I've always ranged between like 118 and like 128 to 130, basically for as long as I can remember. People always ask me like what size I am and how much I weigh, and obviously every body is different. I'm 5'3", which my whole life I thought I was 5'2.5", but then I had someone come to my house because I had to do blood work, and they needed like my height and weight, and she told me I was 5'4". So I mean, so I called my mom and I was like, Mom, she just told me I'm 5'4", and she's like, well, Carly, when was the last time like they really done your height? I guess maybe when I was like younger for a physical, so maybe I grew and I didn't know. So I'm a little shrimp. And one thing that is funny is every time I meet somebody that recognizes me from the internet, they're like, you're so much smaller than I thought. So anyway, now that you guys know exactly how tall I am and like what my normal weight range was, like I mentioned, I didn't weigh myself that often while I was pregnant because, you know, seeing certain numbers on the scale when I'm not used to it was, I'm not gonna lie, like hard for me. But at my heaviest, right before I gave birth, I was probably like, let's say up to 185. So obviously once I gave birth, like you instantly lose, let's say roughly 20 to 25 from baby and the water weight and being swollen and all that. So like I would say within like 2 to 3 weeks, I was probably down 20 to 25 pounds just from, you know, my body readjusting. So even though I've lost over 50 pounds, it's like it sounds good to say, oh, I lost over 50 pounds. It's not like a real weight loss because I was pregnant. So I did breastfeed for about 8 months. You know, I've read so many places that breastfeeding helps, I guess, burn more calories, which in turn helps you lose more weight. Not sure how true that is. And one thing I also want to mention is I did work out like 2 to 3 days a week when I was pregnant. I've never been like super intense, like never into super intense workouts. I've always been like, you know, just keeping my body moving. So again, I worked out probably until about maybe 34, 35 weeks pregnant, which I just felt it was good to obviously get my body moving and just like to keep my heart rate up a little bit. So I think that was really also helpful on getting my body back quicker because I've always, you know, I've always worked out. I've always stayed active. I think once I went for my 6-week postpartum checkup, they give you like the okay to get back into working out and all normal activities, obviously with caution. I think I waited though a little bit longer to like actually get a routine for myself and get back into working out because, you know, obviously as a first-time mom, you're just trying to like figure everything out. But again, like light workouts, like nothing that nobody can handle. I've never been like a CrossFit, high intensity workout type of girl. One thing I did start doing right away was going for walks. So that was my favorite thing to do. So because I gave birth in April, it was like right when the weather started getting nice. So I was getting outside as much as possible, like usually 2 times a day to get out and just to walk around the block, just to get moving and, you know, get fresh air and all of that. So that was one of my favorite things that I did right away. And then when I got back into working out, I think like 2-3 days a week. So at the time that I gave birth, I still had my assistant Amy. She was with me for like 3 years, I believe, 3 or 4. She's no longer working for me, which is so sad. I miss her so much. My cousin Danny took over. Amy, I miss you if you're watching this. I love you forever and ever and ever. She had a baby shortly after me, and she's now home with her baby, and I couldn't be happier for her. She stayed with me, obviously, after I gave birth, so when I wanted to start working out again, I scheduled it for where I lived. I had a gym that was just for our community, so when I tell you no one was ever there, that was so nice. And maybe I'll film like a workout of what I do so that way you can see like, you know, it's nothing that you can't do in your own home. While I was pregnant, it was during COVID, so we were actually working out in my home with like a stepper, some light weights, and all of that. So the workout's 2 to 3 times a week for an hour. Walking, if not once a day, twice a day, pretty much every day. And then while I was pregnant, I did not miss a day where I had a smoothie. So healthy smoothies and like green juices are a part of my daily life, along with a lot of coffee, obviously, as well. But I believe a lot of it comes from the kitchen, what you're eating. And I've never been like a snacker, and this might sound like annoying to some people, and I'm just gonna be honest, because I'm not gonna sit here and like make up some elaborate story and lie, because I feel like it would make everyone else happy. I'm gonna be honest on like what's really worked for me. And I've been a firm believer in a while that not stressing about losing weight and not considering yourself on a diet is like so big. Like mindset is so big. When I was in high school, I feel like I was always stressed trying to lose weight, and I just never could. Like it was just not possible for me. I was on every diet, I was working out like crazy, and I just couldn't lose weight, and I was so fixated on it. I think once I stopped fixated on losing weight and focused on just kind of watching like my portions and just kind of eating what I loved and not depriving myself, I think that's when it became a lot easier for me to lose weight. So I don't know if any of you guys like believe in mindset and all of that, but I really feel like that's what was like the turning point for me. So instead of focusing all my attention on I wanna lose weight and being stressed about it, it was more like, let me just watch what I eat and try to eat as healthy as possible, but then also treating myself if I wanted to eat. If I wanted a chocolate chip cookie, I'm not gonna have it every single night, because that's when I notice, because I'm so short, I notice I can lose and gain like 5 pounds very quickly. And another thing that I stopped doing was getting on the scale all the time. I think when you're constantly getting on the scale, it's like stressful, because if you go up and down a little bit, you get like hard on yourself, and then again you start fixating on it, where it depends on what you ate that day, if you went to the bathroom, like water weight, all of that. So I think that's another big thing, is like stay off the scale. I look in the mirror more than I get on the scale, because what's more important to me is how I feel I look versus how much I weigh. Because right now, I was 5 pounds lighter during the summer, like the beginning summer months. And I feel like normally if I were to weigh myself and see what I weighed, I'd be stressed about how I looked. But I like how I look right now. And even though the number is higher on the scale, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. So I think that's definitely one of the biggest parts, is just how you view yourself, and how, doing positive affirmations and just being like grateful for your body. Like my body grew the absolute most amazing human in the entire world. And obviously it's never gonna be what it was before, but it's learning to love yourself and loving like the skin that you're in. I know it sounds cliche, but it's so important, and it's really gonna make you view everything differently. So I've seen a lot of people request like a what I eat in a day video. I've done those before, and I added it to my list of what to do, but I'm not a huge breakfast person. Maybe I'll have like a smoothie or oatmeal. My coffee, my smoothie, my green juice, any of that is like more important for me in the morning. It gives me enough energy, and I feel like if I eat a really big breakfast, then I'm hungrier earlier. Lunch and dinner are my like favorite meals. I feel like what I do is like kind of balance. So, if there's some days where I want like a sub or like pizza or something like that, I will have that for lunch or dinner. And then if I have that for lunch, I'll make sure my dinner is a lot healthier. So my favorite food of all time, like I can eat it all day, every day, anytime, is sushi. And the rolls that I get are pretty healthy. One of my favorite rolls ever is a shrimp and asparagus roll. And then another one that I love that I get all the time is a Philadelphia roll. So that has cream cheese in it, but it's so light, and it's like 6 pieces each. It fills me up. I'll get like a miso soup. Sometimes I'll get like a salad. And I don't know, I eat so much sushi. I just feel like it's a lighter option than, maybe like pasta or pizza or stuff like that. And I very, very, very rarely get fast food. Sometimes, obviously, if I want to, I will. I think it's just creating a new relationship with food, like how you view it. And again, not depriving yourself. Like if you want something, have it, but then just know later on in the day or like the next day that you need just to like balance it out. So I think everything's just about balance. This is just what makes sense in my world. And I feel like when you truly believe something, it becomes like your reality and it becomes your truth. I drink, I don't have it up now, but I have like these big bottles of essential water. I drink probably like at least 2, maybe 3 a day, and they're like a liter. They're 1 liter each. Staying hydrated. I don't drink anything else besides water. And one of the reasons I love Essentia is it has a high pH, and some waters are actually acidic. So they say like disease and everything cannot live in a high pH environment. So that's why I've always like stuck with the higher pH waters. And pH, is that even a word? So I think, you know, making sure you're flushing out your body with water is so important as well, and it helps you stay regular. So when I was pregnant, one of the biggest things I suffered with was like constipation, which is the worst because when you're backed up, it's just like you just feel like crap, you feel like sluggish. And you know, eating lighter, eating healthier, drinking a lot of water, that's all gonna help keep your body like flowing the way that it should. So then fast forward to about, I would say like 10 months after I gave birth, that's when I really started working out more. I was working with 2 different personal trainers at the time. I had my one lady who I love, who was with me my whole pregnancy, who's, you know, more like chill and just like moving. And I always said it was like those workout videos of like the older ladies in like the spandex from like the 70s. Like that's the type of workouts that we did. And then I hired a more intense trainer who I know would push me, and I would be like afraid to tell him no or like tell him I didn't want to do it. Like with my one trainer, I knew like if I didn't want to do something, I would just say no, and she would really push me that hard, which was nice. But I was like, I need someone who's gonna like give me no option. So right before his 1-year birthday, I was like, I need to like really get back into shape and like tighten up, because for a while, and my skin still is not what it was. Like I have stretch marks all over my hips and my butt. Like that's where it was the worst. My boobs a little bit. I didn't get any on my stomach, but my skin is definitely like a little saggy still. I'm gonna be using this Huda palette, and then also mine, because I still have not unpacked all my makeup. Like about 9-10 months is when I hired another trainer to like really push me, because like I mentioned, I've always been like a lazy workout type of girl. Like I've always worked out to like move, but I never was like intense. That was in about January, February. I was working out 4 days a week at this point. So I finally had my schedule down with Lorenzo. My suggestion would be like doing stuff during his nap time. Like for instance, he's napping right now. So that's always my time to, you know, plan any work calls that I have or do anything that I really need to do, because I love, you know, spending as much time with him as humanly possible. So that's when I really started seeing a difference, like tightening up. So I just used like this matte orangey shade from my palette. Then I moved end of May. So during that time I did slow down a little bit because I was packing and all of that. I think it was the end of June that this lady, Dr. Kaga, who she owns like a Medi Spa, I guess, pretty nearby. She messaged me that she wanted to do like a non-surgical mommy makeover type of thing and film it for her Instagram. 50,000 crunches and 30,000 squats in like 15 minutes. So I was like, perfect timing, because I'm in the middle of a huge move, so it's like almost nearly impossible to do anything. So I went in and I did about 5 sessions, I believe 5 or 6 from the end of June to July. So I actually have footage from my first session. So in a few seconds, I'll share that footage with you. I've been wanting to show it what it was. I really saw a difference from that. So this isn't like I'm recommending like, you know, go out and do this and you're gonna like lose all this weight. For me, I felt like it was a good time to try it. So like the end part of the summer, I was posting like bikini pictures and stuff like that, and so many people were like, look at your abs. And I really feel like it helped make my abs like come through even more. And I'm gonna just show you the footage now so you can see the process, and then I'll like come back and share the rest of this makeup look along with the story. So hang on a sec. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday and it's 11:50 and it feels like it's 4 p.m. already because Renzi has been waking up at like 6 So I already had a busy day this morning. I dropped my little doggies off to get groomed, and now I'm actually on my way to go try something new that I've never done before, and I figured it would be fun to vlog it. I am just really excited to try this.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our TrueSculpt ID to help some of the little areas that are really, really hard to lose fat, even with working out and eating right. We just have those little pouches that bother us. Then we're gonna do some TrueSculpt Flex, and that's going to, I mean, you already have great muscle tone because you're somebody who works out. So we're just gonna enhance it and bring the muscles a little bit further out to the surface. That way you can see a nice six pack and some nice definition in the obliques.
So I'm in my robe, waiting to start. A little nervous. I hope it doesn't hurt. I'll let you guys know.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
Done.
Done?
Done. You did it.
I'm like sweating,
Yeah.
so. Perfect.
You did good though. We got up to 44.5.
Is that good?
Yeah. We tried to get people to like 44, 44.5.
Okay, so I did it. As I mentioned, I really did see results from it. Huge shout out to Dr. Kaga and her amazing staff, and thank you so much for letting me try this all out and the experience. I highly recommend them. They're amazing over there, and it was such an awesome experience. So I have these, I've already used them. I'm gonna put little edges on the outer edge for lashes. I had lash extensions that I loved from my birthday, but I have this like terrible problem where I pick my mascara, and when I have lash extensions, I rip my lash extensions off. So when I'm stressed, off. So I literally pick them all off like a psycho. So I have like 2 more minutes before I have to just quickly go run and jump on my Zoom therapy call. So it's about 45 minutes and then I'll be back to finish my makeup look. But I feel like let me just do some lips so when I jump on, she's not like, hello. So I'm just using my Luna lip liner. It's like a dark, dark brown. I highly recommend therapy. I have been doing it since I was pregnant actually, and it has gotten me through and it has taught me so much, and I am just so grateful for it. I think there's like this stigma around it and not enough people talk about it, but it's so good to talk about your problems, let them out, talk to somebody about it that's like, you know, not a friend that's just gonna tell you what you need to hear or tell you what you wanna hear, not what you need to hear. Lorenzo's up too. We got everything happening at once. That's usually what happens, right? So what I always do, if you guys have been following me, is like I do like the rough draft of like where I want all the colors, and then I'll go back in and just kind of darken them as I go. Just like my process of how I've always done it. I love an orange smoky eye, like orange or bronze. It's my go-to. You guys know this. Setting spray. BRB. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I love therapy. So I brought my computer. Today I brought my computer into my car. I just like knowing I'm alone and no one can hear me. It's funny because that's how I used to do like filming for YouTube. I used to make sure no one could hear me because I was just uncomfortable. So at the end of the session, she asked me, you know, like what was my biggest takeaway. One thing that I've known, but like I realized even more like through therapy is I've always been the type of person that is like a people pleaser, and I never want anyone to be mad at me, and I want everyone to like me, and it's just an unrealistic, I guess, expectation. And I'm the type of person where I say yes when I want to say no, which is so frustrating because it's only hurting me in the long run. So one tool that she taught me, when you're put into a situation where you want to say no, but you feel guilty, and normally you would say yes, what you can say or what you can do is, so I'm the type of person where like if I was in an uncomfortable situation, like I'd be so quick to say yes because I felt uncomfortable and I just wanted to people please. So what she recommended doing was saying, I hear what you're asking me, can I take 24 hours to think about it and then I can give you a response tomorrow. So it's crazy how like, you know, it's something so simple, but until someone shares it with you to try it out, you know, you don't really know what to do in those situations. So I did it for the first time, I'll be honest with you guys, with my sister. So I know a lot of people have been asking like what's going on with the podcast and why we stopped filming it. And to be honest, I One, I don't listen to podcasts. I'm not a big podcast person, and I just wasn't, my heart wasn't fully in it. In the beginning, maybe a little more than towards the end, but I never really wanted to do it. And I feel guilty even saying that because I love my sister and we had so much fun doing it, but it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. I haven't been as consistent with everything as far as my work when it comes to YouTube and just everything else. And it's because it's been really hard to like, I guess, get back on track after, you know, everything that I've been through the past couple of years. And I don't want to like sound like that's like an excuse, but so I just felt like I really needed to put myself and my business as a priority, and by agreeing to do that, it was like a weekly thing, and it just wasn't something that my heart was fully in. And you know, when she asked me the other day to go back with it, I told her, let me think about it for 24 hours and I'll get back to you tomorrow. So when she had asked me the next day, I told her that it wasn't something that I could commit to or something that I wanted to do right now. Like what I really want is to be more consistent here on YouTube and get back into like my normal swing of things. Like that's my main priority right now. And I wanna, like I've always loved creating content. I love making videos for you guys. It's just, I love editing. Like it's just something I've always loved doing. Like my heart is fully in that. And that's what I need to focus on and put more time into and commit to. So it felt really good to be able to use this tool that she had suggested I do, because normally I would just have said, yes, let's do it. And I wouldn't have been what I really wanted to do deep down, as much as I had fun doing it. And like, I love, my sister's my best friend. I love her to death. It's just, again, not something that I could commit my time to right now. So figured I would share because I love teaching and I love sharing things that I've learned, but I also love learning. I love to learn and I want to keep learning, and you know, as I do, I will happily share what I've learned with you guys. So I guess that was like maybe the main talk today, was kind of that, and you know, just figuring myself out, guys, that's all. You guys know my one-of-a-kind highlighter, like literally nothing better, and it's insane because, come on, I'm gonna do a little bit of both. We're gonna highlight the nose. If you guys are in therapy, or if there's anything that you guys have recently learned that has really helped you, like, why not comment below and share? I always go through and read my comments. I love it. Please comment below. I love the community that we've built here. You guys have no idea how much I love you guys. Let's get a little discussion going. All right, so for my hair, it's like 2-3 days old. The back is good enough, but let me just show you what I do for like these front pieces, because it's like life-changing. So I take my straightener and I like feed the hair in and like clamp like this. Like, and it creates this like really cool S. So you just like feed it through as like an S. I think Nicole Guerrero taught me this. She did post it on her story like years ago. So look, see how pretty? So that's what I'll do for like the front pieces. And then the breast, I'll just use like a regular like wand, like that pearl wand I love. Or, you know, if I shower, I dry it a little bit and then I put it in a braid, I get like those natural waves. So this is like my lazy day hack. Like the rest will be naturally waved from like the braid or whatever. And then I do like right here, the underneath. I'm gonna mix the blushes. Do a little bit of the pink first. And then since I'm wearing orange, why not use a little bit of this like corally orange one? I love this one. And then I just want to do bottom lashes under. Honestly, I'm just gonna use a little chapstick. Go back. Wipe away the powder and we are done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I saw so many requests on this topic, so I figured instead of just doing like a story time, I did a get ready with me. I'm going to film a mukbang with Lorenzo right now. So by the time you see this video, you probably would have already seen it. That was another top request. I'm like, what a fun idea. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.